Today we're going to talk about Jamaica. Some bad things happening over there. Then we'll go to Trinidad and Tobago. Really bad blood between them and the Venezuelans. Are they going to go to war? You need to find out about that. And then we're going to talk about Niger, where the minimum wage has been increased for the African people. Is this good news or not? Why haven't they done this far? We better find out about that. And then we're going to go to Albania. Yes, Albania, where they've got a female AI as a minister. A very first situation in the world. Where are we heading to? You better find out about this. What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping. My name is Zack. If you're new, hey, you're welcome here. We like you here. We want you to stay. First thing first, please click on the button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and click on the notification button so you can see each other every day. If some of you here come every day and you don't get to see the notification, meaning the only time you see my videos is when you go scrolling on YouTube and not getting a proper notification, please click on the bell, okay, so you can get the notification. It will tell you immediately Zack has just released another video. We'll appreciate that. Before we get started, can we all do this? Okay, it costs you nothing. We feel appreciated. Thank you. First of all, I want to say my regard and send the positive energy to my brothers from Jamaica. I know a lot of you come here, you watch us, you support us. I love you and support you too. I know it's a very difficult time. A very bad level 5 hurricane hit Jamaica yesterday. We send you courage. We know you're brave already. You have our prayers. Support to my Jamaican people. We are one people. We are fighting the same fight. We support you and we are together. And I'm 100% sure this is going to pass. Thank you. Now we're going to Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, it is Venezuela. Well, Venezuela has officially declared Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister a persona non grata as of October 28, 2025. The decision bars her from entering Venezuela and marks a sharp escalation in diplomatic tension between the two nations. As you can see on the map, this is Venezuela and this is Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, you heard about it before? Okay, do you know Nicki Minaj? Right, Nicki Minaj, yeah. That's Nicki Minaj's home, Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the Prime Minister of Nicki Minaj, her name is Kamla Persad Besisar, this lady right here. She has trouble with this man right here, Nicolas Maduro. Now, what is the problem? Nicolas Maduro and his team are accusing this lady of supporting the United States of America in his quest of destabilizing Venezuela. What's the matter? What is the context? The United States of America and Venezuela don't get along. Why don't they get along? Because back in time, they used to get along. How so? Well, back in time, Venezuela was an open market where America could commerce and do business with them. America was very much interested in Venezuela's oil. Remember, Venezuela is the biggest producer of oil in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. However, Venezuela has changed its market system. They're not capitalist anymore. They're more socialist, meaning they want to prioritize the people of Venezuela and not big companies from everywhere else. Now, Donald Trump is a big businessman. He doesn't like that. He hates that, matter of fact. He's applied pressure in many ways against Venezuela. Venezuela is not budging. Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, Donald Trump started bombing boats in the sea, claiming they were transporting drugs from Venezuela to America. He even went to the extent of saying that these drug dealers are directly affiliated to the president of Venezuela. Now, is this a true talk? I don't know. Many people believe it's not. Matter of fact, Venezuela says they're trying to find all sort of excuses in the world to just come and overthrow the government. Now, a few weeks ago, the United States of America engaged many vessels, warships and boats to move toward Venezuela in an intimidation technique. I mean, just think about it. You are a country and all of a sudden, at your coast, you see warships and airplanes belonging to the United States of America after you've had an issue with the president. Now, Venezuela did not back down. Venezuela also engaged into asking people to get ready to go to war against the United States of America should they dare to bombard their country. Obviously, as a person, when you have neighbors, okay, you expect to have some sort of a support from neighbors, even though you don't have any beef with them. Trinidad and Tobago being a very close neighbor to Venezuela, is now perceived as an enemy. Why? Because apparently, as per the Venezuelans, Cesar, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, endorsed the arrival of U.S. Navy destroyer USS Gravely near Port Spain, which is 11 kilometers away from Venezuela. They're interpreting that as a threat to Venezuela's sovereignty. I mean, when your neighbor's fighting somebody from far away and you accept to host some of the assets of this somebody from far away, what do you expect the neighbor to say? He's going to perceive you as a threat. So they've declared the Prime Minister persona non grata. So she has no right to come to Venezuela.
To declare this lady, who crawls like worms, as a persona non grata for this republic, which is the cradle of liberators.
Now she responded. Prime Minister Cesar responded with sarcasm, saying, why would they think I would want to go to Venezuela? I'm like, you saying I can't come to your country. Why do you think I would ever even think coming to your country? Now, some people feel like, why would she do that? She's trying to be in the good books of Donald Trump. She's trying to be liked. Some people say she's acting like a pick me, pick me woman, pick me. I will betray my neighbor for you, just pick me. And now we're going to Niger. Obviously, we have to talk about the Caribbeans because some of you guys think we don't love you. We love you very much, man. We see you. We support you. We are together. We are the same people. That bunch of people just separated us. Yeah, they cut us apart. You know it. That's why you're watching this, right? Let's go. We are in Niger, right here on the map. Beautiful place, lovely people. Things have changed in Niger. Well, Niger has increased its national minimum wage by 39%. Pigama coffee. Yay, congratulations. You got a Pigama coffee on this. Okay, so 39% increase on minimum wage. So basically, people that used to get about 30,000 CFA franc, now they will get 42,000 CFA franc. And I know you're dying to know how much is CFA franc is that in dollars. I'm going to do it for you so you can understand. And it's not very impressive. So they used to get about $50 or $53. Now they're getting about $75 per month. Yeah, I know it's not a lot of money. $75 a month, it's very little money for you, right? With your economy, your situation, and your country. Well, in Niger, $75 is a lot of money. You could perhaps buy a cow. You could buy ships. You could have food for the month. You could have a very decent situation. Matter of fact, in many African countries, you don't need a lot of money. You don't need to make $100,000 a year. Well, you earn $100,000 a year in the United States of America. You almost pay half of it into tax. Okay, and you have much less remaining. Well, in Africa, with $200 in some countries, you will have food for the month and more for 5 people. You know what I'm saying? So, not to say that they don't deserve more, but I think it's already a good move from where they were to where they are now. Just 2 years in government from this new military government. For context, Niger was colonized by the French for many years. And the French, after independence in 1960, they kept power over Niger. How did they do it? Well, they continuously put puppet as president in Niger. So if you are a president supporting the interest of France, they will love you. If you don't support the interest of France and you're trying to project the people into riches, they will take you out. Now, the ex-president, this man right here, Mohamed Bazoum, was basically playing by the rule. He made sure the French interest was looked after, but his own people were suffering. There were no electricity, no food, no situation. So this man right here, Tiani, came into power. He used to be his security guard. Yes, the head of his security guard. He overthrew the president and he declared himself president of the republic. Now, his machinery, his way of working is completely different. He is prioritizing the people and very slowly changing things around. He started by reviewing all the international contracts with gold and mines and stuff because Niger has a lot of gold and a lot of uranium, making sure that the people are winning and not the foreigners. Now, he's moving forward to a position of changing the minimum wage from what it used to be, $53 to $74. Does this mean there aren't people that earn thousands of dollars? Yes, there are. We are only talking about minimum wage. Is this good news or not? Great. Now we're moving to Albania. Yes, Albania. The poor Europe. Yes, we don't talk about that very often. Something very interesting is happening. Well, fellas, in Albania, they have got the very first AI minister. Imagine. AI minister. Her name is Diela. She's a government minister. Who is she? Diela is an Albanian minister of state of artificial intelligence. She was appointed in September 2025. What are her functions? She oversees public procurement, reform, aiming to eliminate corruption and ensure full transparency in government tenders. So the government of Albania has engaged an AI machine to act as a minister. Why? Because they feel like there's so much corruption. Now, having an AI as a minister will make sure that everybody's scrutinized. Now, this is a very same or at least similar disease you see in Africa. It's corruption, number one. Because everybody, when they get into government, they don't do it for the people. They don't get into politics so they can better the lives of the people. They get into politics so they can buy big houses, villas, cars, and enrich themselves. That's the reason why they get into politics. This AI is supposed to be there, scan all government tenders. So what are the tenders? Tenders are basically government want to build a road. Government don't build a road, so they need contractors to do so. Government want to build an hospital. Government don't build hospitals. They need contractors. Government want to build a school. Government don't build schools. They need contractors. So they will try to find people that are capable of doing these tasks. They will give them money so they can do the task. So in most cases, unfortunately, even in Africa it happens, people will overcharge. They will charge more money than the actual work. They will do the minimum to achieve the work, but the rest of the money will be consumed by themselves and their friends and their wives and third wives. Unfortunately, sometimes they don't even produce the basic service they promise to provide. In order to prevent government officials from assigning their cousins and their nephews and their relatives into government business so they can enrich themselves, they hired an AI service so they can do it. Now, the AI has news for you. The AI apparently is pregnant. Yes, my brothers. The AI in Albania is pregnant with 83 babies. 83 babies. AI Diela has got 83 babies coming. Now, what is the purpose? They're waiting for the babies of the AI to come into life. My brother, we're going into a world that is crazy. Now, what's the purpose of the children? The children of this AI will attend parliament session, number one. Number two, they will take note and summarize debate. Number three, they will suggest arguments and talking points. Number four, they will help MPs manage daily tasks through 2026. I don't know what you wanted. I don't know who said you should release AI. I don't know who gave them the right to change the world. I don't know if they have the right to do that. But it is changing. You know, have you seen videos of AI? Yeah, it's becoming more and more difficult to see the difference as opposed to what it used to be 2 years ago. You can't tell the difference. You've seen some of those videos of churches and pastors casting demons. You see what it looks like? It looks real. Now, in a very, very short time period, you'll be unable to make a difference between reality and fake. And that is very dangerous. Why? Because soon, even the truth, atrocities and negative things happening to people, you will begin to think it is AI. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.